night had draped the city in a dark gray blanket. Rain tapped gently against the windows, each droplet a soft percussion against the glass. Street lamps reflected in puddles like trembling candles. Ethan, 32, sat in his cramped kitchen, cradling a warm mug of coffee. The bitter aroma mixed with the faint smell of damp concrete drifting through the cracked window. He took a sip, and the bitterness caught in his throat, a reminder of everything he had swallowed over the years. Today, it all ends, he whispered to himself, voice low, almost swallowed by the rain. Memories came flooding back, laughter shared with Ryan, secrets entrusted, and the sting of betrayal that had festered silently inside him. Ethan's eyes flickered toward the wall where he kept a calendar marked with meticulous notes, each revenge, step carefully timed. He could feel the pulse in his temples, a mixture of anticipation and obsession. Years ago, Ryan had seemed like Ethan's closest friend. They studied together, celebrated successes, and shared dreams. But one night, during a work meeting, Ryan had stolen Ethan's efforts and received the promotion he deserved. Ethan remembered the room, the fluorescent lights buzzing overhead, the silent gaze of colleagues, Ryan smirking as he accepted praise that wasn't his. The betrayal had seeded a quiet madness in Ethan, one that whispered to him in empty rooms, "He will pay." Ethan walked slowly to the old shed in his backyard. Each step on the wet grass left a muted splash. The shed smelled of aged wood and dust. Inside, he had stored items from years past, photographs, old letters, forgotten mementos. His eyes landed on a photo of Ryan, smiling widely, unaware of the shadow Ethan had become. Ethan traced the edges of the photo with a trembling finger, feeling an almost physical hunger for justice. He muttered to himself, every mistake, every smile, it will all be accounted for. He carefully prepared his plan, but Ethan's vengeance was not simple. It was surgical, psychological. Ryan had prided himself on control, his career, his social circle, his carefully curated image. Ethan's first move was subtle. He infiltrated Ryan's devices, planting glitches and inconsistencies in his work files. At first, it was small, almost invisible. Errors, but enough to make Ryan doubt his own memory. Each corrupted slide, each misplaced document, each mysteriously vanished email was a breadcrumb leading Ryan into uncertainty. The next stage involved perception. Ethan had studied Ryan's habits, the way he locked doors, the slight twitch in his eye when he felt watched. Ethan sent anonymous messages, subtle reminders that someone knew too much. One evening, Ryan found a photo slipped under his apartment door, a moment from years ago he had thought buried, now staring back at him. Panic crept in. He started checking locks multiple times, glancing over his shoulder at every street corner. Shadows in the hallways seemed to follow him. His mind played tricks. He heard footsteps that weren't there, whispers in his empty apartment. Ryan tried to plan, to fight back. He installed security cameras, changed passwords, confronted colleagues, but each move seemed to accelerate the pressure. Ethan anticipated each action, countering it in ways that left Ryan questioning his own sanity. One morning, Ryan woke to find his bedroom rearranged, items subtly moved, photographs facing different directions. I must be losing it, he thought, heartbeat racing. Is this real, or am I imagining everything? Ethan's plan thrived on this uncertainty, each psychological assault designed to isolate, confuse, and terrorize. The sun dipped below the skyline as Ryan arrived at the office. At first, everything seemed normal, but when he opened his presentation, chaos erupted. Slides flickered and glitched, transforming into a distorted, almost haunting display. Whispers echoed around the room. Ryan's confident demeanor crumbled, his face drained of color. He stammered, unable to control the panic rising in him. Ethan watched silently from across the street, feeling each shallow breath of Ryan's mirrored in his own chest. The subtle sound of rain against the window pane accompanied the unfolding terror. Returning home, Ryan noticed a box on his doorstep. He hesitated, the familiar key trembling in his hand. Inside were photographs, letters, and snippets of conversations he had shared in confidence, private moments he had forgotten or hoped to forget now. staring at him like accusations. "You didn't forget me. I won't forget you." A note in Ethan's handwriting read. Ryan's mind began fracturing under the pressure. Every phone call, every message seemed sinister. Shadows moved where none existed, and he began talking to himself to stay grounded. Sleep became impossible, and when he did close his eyes, Ethan's whisper echoed in his imagination. "He is always watching, always waiting." Ethan walked through the rain, the city around him blurred by streaks of water. He looked up at the sky, feeling the emptiness inside. Revenge was sweet, but it left behind a shadow, a darkness that lingered long after the storm. "I have my victory, but at what cost?" he murmured, the rain masking the tremor in his voice. Each drop seemed to echo his solitude, each streetlight casting shadows of a man who had taken justice into his own hands. His obsession was complete. Ryan's psyche was fractured, his control dismantled, and yet the emptiness within Ethan whispered that no act of revenge could ever fill the void inside. If this story gave you chills, don't forget to like the video. But tell me, if it were you, what kind of revenge plan would you come up with? Write it in the comments. Let's talk about it.